Welcome techies. Welcome to this session. In this demo session, we are going to create a Kubernetes cluster in AWS Cloud Platform. Further, to access the Kubernetes cluster, we need an environment. Hence, we will create a VM using EC2 to connect to the Kubernetes cluster. Once setup is ready, let's deploy web application using nginx image. At the end, we will expose it publicly and we will apply the highlighted HTML page. So this is just modified nginx welcome page. So just we have modified into like welcome to AWS EKS demo session like that. So just we will put this HTML page and check it. That's the end of the result. Okay, so let's start. So to start, let's go to console home. As I have accessed this many things, so it's showing recently visited. So when you go here, you can click this Elastic Kubernetes service. So here you can create by clicking the add cluster. So before that, just check which region you want to create, and this is the name. It will be useful to connect it. So just choose it and then copy that name for reference. Okay, let's create. So here you can give a name. So let's give SRE demo, something like that, and then role. So here you need a role. For that, by clicking here, it will take you to different page. So just follow this and then you will be able to create one role. So go to roles and then create role. For that, select AWS and then EC2 AWS. Then you can select EKS cluster. Sorry, EKS we have to select EKS. Then EKS cluster. Then click next. So here you need to do anything, and then role become like this EKS cluster role. Then something like description, whatever you like. Already something is there. So that's it. Create role. So role is created and you are able to see here. Now just refresh, just come back to that page and refresh. Then you will be able to see this role. So anything else? Nothing, just fill this first information. Then it will create automatically VPC as well as subnets. 3 subnets it will create. Then if you want, you can select the security groups. If you have already done any security group, you can go and select it. But we are doing first time, so let it be like this. And then whatever port if you want, you will go and modify further. So let's use for IPv4, and we are going to expose that application publicly. So we need public access. So let's choose public and go here. Let's not touch anything here first time being. And then what all service requires default it is done. Nothing here. Again, you have to select next only. So here also go for next. So that's it. Whatever that is ready for you to deploy. Okay, so your cluster is ready. Once it is ready, you have to create managed node group. So here there is AWS has given how to create the EKS cluster in AWS platform. So here also you can create three methods: EKS CTL, console method, and CLI method. So as a first phase, we need to learn the console method. Then only we'll get a lot of knowledge as well as easy to do it. And then these are always command prompt method, which is should not give you any idea to understand also. So once we do the console method, then maybe we can explore that. Okay, so that's it. Now let's go to managed group. Okay, so it's creating still. I'll pause for a minute, 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, now EKS cluster is ready and it's showing active here. Further, it is telling next step, provision compute capacity for your cluster by adding managed node group or creating a Fargate profile. So we are going to use managed node group. This is by Amazon, another feature which they are giving. Okay, anyway, so let's use this method. So here also we have to give a name. So let's tell node group name is like SRE nodes. Okay, again for this also we need to give roles. So for that role, they have given what and all role is required. So here we need to have three policies to whatever the command which we execute to access via AWS API. So they have given these three policy to be done. So let's copy one by one. Go here. AM console. Edit, create. So create role. Again here. So we need this time EC2. Let's select this EC2. Next. So select this. Next. Here type one by one. Select this. Remove the filter. Then here filter again. Select this. Remove this. Then the third one. Paste it. So we have added three. So we got the let's give SRE roles. EC2 instance to call AWS service on your behalf. So create role. Creating the role. Role is creating. Role is created. Now back to KS. Click here. Group. Yes, sorry. Nodes. Then now here you get that role. Select that role. Now click next. So what do you want here? So here by default, this is where the cost starts. So if you are using for learning purpose, there may be a cost applicable up to 100 rupees or approximately 100 to 200 rupees based on the time taken by you. If it is completed by within half day and then if you remove it, hopefully it will be less than 100 rupees only. So try it out for learning purpose. Um, then so how many nodes you need? So 222, because we will deploy into, then only will come to know some experimental things. If you want to change accordingly, if you want to scale down, scale up procedure also you want to apply, increase it, max, whatever. But yeah, minimum is 2 is enough to understand the concept. Then whatever the subnet we have created, that is applicable here. So create. So this also will take some time. I will pause for some time. Okay, node groups are created. It will have 2 servers now, T3 medium, T3 medium. So 2 VMs it has created. So here only that application will be deployed as a pod. Okay, let's explore that now. So now cluster is ready, which is ready for to deploy. Now, whatever I said before, that we need one EC2 now, one virtual machine to connect to this Kubernetes cluster, and then we will install the kubectl environment, and from there we can deploy and do a operational commands. So now let's create EC2. So launch instance. So already 2 VM which is created for um, Kubernetes cluster, that is showing 2. So I need one more. So I will create one. So for this, sorry, access server. So from this server we will be able to check. Now let's use Ubuntu. So here a lot of options are available. So Ubuntu servers, Ubuntu OS will install, and then free tier. So this is free tier eligible. So this time I will use free server. So this server is not cost for me now, it's free, but only that EKS server 2 server which I created is costly. Okay, keeper is not required anyway now. If you want, you can just create and keep it in your laptop. That using putty also you can access. But anyway, we will use AWS console only. Then we need to allow the HTTPS traffic, HTTP traffic, and SSH traffic. Anything is fine. So that's it. So we will launch it now. Okay, it seems it is secure. Let's create a new key pair. My key pair is SRE key pair. Let's give. Okay, let it be there. Launch instance. Okay, server is ready. This is the one I want to connect. Let's connect here. So the username will be Ubuntu. Let's use that only. Let's not. So as of now, it will take some time. Let's wait. So this is the public IP. Note down this. Now server is ready. Okay. So in this server, we have to install kubectl. To install that, we need to do some setup. So let's do these steps. So let's first check whether it has access. So it is not there. So we have to install it now. So let's install. Update is done. Now we'll install AWS CLI. Yes. Okay. Now this AWS CLI is installed. Let's check version. Okay, so it's installed. Now let's configure. So what is this means that we are giving access to that AWS cluster. Even if you have personal laptop, we can try to do this. But to avoid the dependency of personal laptop only, this EC2 is taken, or else no need. Okay, so now we need AWS access key ID. So where we will get this? So now to get that, we need to go to IAM dashboards. So here is that one. So we have to add that, add MFA. So here if we activate the factor, not this one, access keys. Yeah. So create new access key. What we need is access key, right? So let's create the new access key. So we got that file, and even you can make sure here. So just note down this. Note down this. So this is the access key. Now close it. Come back. Paste that. And then you got the access secret key. I'll paste it. Now region you can keep it anything. The output format also anything. Okay, so this server is able to connect with the AWS. Now once this is done, we can check this. Okay, so we got this. Now what we are going to do is connect to that server. So to get that kube configuration, because we need to access that Kubernetes cluster, we need some information, right? So here only we will be getting. So now that region name is what we are initially mentioning, right? So you have to copy this AP-south-1 AP-south-1 this one, and then update config your cluster name. Yes, sorry, underscore demos. Sorry, demo. So let's go and put demo. That's it. Go back to EC2. Sorry. Yes. Paste. So this has been added now, and you got the kube config. Now what we need is extra. we can check this. Now that cluster is accessible, what is the cluster current status? Some commands are available relevant to AWS EKS. So try to learn that command. Now here the name is which I explored before. That is the name. This while sorry demo paste. Yes. So this is active now, and once that is done, we have to install kubectl. So we need kubectl now to access. So which kubectl? Currently this command is not available. So we need to install. So to install, again kubernetes.io has information how to install. So we did this now only that update. I think now again, if anything, let's check. So this has Debian based Red Hat basis. So whatever you choose, you can try. Okay. Once again to update. Now install the kubectl. Okay, good. So we are now ready with kubectl. Okay, so this command is working. Currently, if you check kubectl get cluster deployments. Okay, so this is telling v1 alpha is invalid operation, so we have to change it to beta. v1 beta. So go to cd.kube config. So here, if I check alpha, so let's check now that command is working or not. Yeah. Okay, there is one more step which is important is that AWS CLI which you installed is the basic one is installed. Then further we need to deploy the AWS CLI version v2. So once we deploy this v2, then this will work function. So yeah, that's it. Now our kubectl get parts is connected and there is no parts deployed currently. Okay, now um, Kubernetes cluster is ready and your virtual machine is ready, which is able to interconnect with uh, Kubernetes cluster. So let's deploy the web application. So to deploy web application, there is samples available. Um, so this is like deploy the web application and you want to expose it to the public. So this also Amazon has captured that information what and all we have to do. So to deploy it first, we need a sample application which is NGINX. So everywhere we go for NGINX for easy understanding. So let's use the NGINX now here also. And here also replica 2, we have 2 nodes. So this is fine to explore. Okay. And then to deploy that, so we created the NGINX deployment YAML file and then we are deploying. So to deploy that, just apply and then file name. Even you can create a kubectl create and deployment that nginx image and the name of that nginx, so that even in the command line you can pass or you can create a YAML file and then you can deploy. So whichever method is possible. And then let's check if parts is working or not. So now we are running 2 parts into IPs. So that output is fine. Now let's make cluster IP service. So again, this also like creating the cluster IP YAML file. So here target port is 80. So here what I want to showcase is like, so instead of target port 80, let's ignore it. Then only we can add it in security part and then show you. So let's remove that one line just for learning purpose. Okay. So this is also ready. Now let's create this. Okay, service is ready now. To expose it, we can use this command also. We didn't do that. Let's try this. Will show error now. Already exist. This is connected to 8080 port. Let's delete this because we are not able to expose. Deleted. Now go back to the expose command. Yeah. Okay. So the IP is exposed. Let's create node port. So node port is the one which is helpful. So here also I will remove the target port. If it didn't mention the target port, it will create the default port. Not default port means whatever available based on is random. Yes. So here also let's expose this method. Okay. Now let's check service is available. So this is deployed with the 80 port, and then publicly you can access from the 32300 port. So now let's check. Okay, these are the external IPs ready. Let's not delete it. So load balancer is not required right now. So service is ready. Now we have to access it. Now if I go and check like this won't work. And then port name is 3206. So it is not accessible to the outside world because this port is not yet available. Now what we have to do is, let's go to cluster. Here is the compute. Sorry, nodes. Security group. Security group. This is the one. So here is the one EKS cluster SG we have created. If we click this, now in one role we can check like this. Now create edit in one role. Just add one more custom TCP HTTP port, add HTTPS, add role custom TCP. That port is 3206. Anywhere, save rules. Anywhere. So basically we are telling to allow this port 32306. Now if we hit, we are able to see. So now we got welcome to NGINX. So that means we have done the deployments. So this is working fine. Even we can see here kubectl get pods. Okay, so this is the one deployment. Sorry. So we have deployed 2 by 2. So 2 nodes we have deployed and both are running, both are available. So if you want to describe, you can describe, you can check logs. And one more thing is, now what we are going to do is, as I was describing, that we have to bring our own HTML page. So that is just modified this page into different methods. So how we will do that? Let's see that as an extra part. Okay, what I will do now is here that step. So we have done this. Now exposed done, that we are able to see. Now from your server to parts and parts to server, how to copy paste, these are the commands. So cp commands we have to use, and then we can do that. Now the index XML, so this is the page, HTML page we want to put inside the pods. So currently that is welcome to NG it is telling. We will put welcome to AWS EKS demo session. So likewise, so let's create that file in under this pod vi paste inside. Okay, let's sudo su hyphen. Also will create here only. Which path is this? Yeah, vi index.html. So let's copy paste this. Okay, okay, fine. Now file is ready. Let's give some permission. Yeah, this is enough, I think. Okay, now we need to go inside that. So for that, these are the command. Now we can do this. Okay, just we need to identify where that index.html path is there in the parts. So kubectl get parts cube. Okay, now kubectl. So to go inside that, we'll use execute command -ti. Then any one of the part will take, copy paste, and then just hyphen pass. So here we can find. Now let's locate html dot, sorry, index.html. Locate command is not working because the bash is not available. So or for our nodes, it is there under user share nginx html. So default path of nginx user share nginx. Let's check here. HTML is there. Okay, so here our index HTML is there. So this is like welcome to nginx, like that. Now just I can replace it here only, and then it will be coming. Now let's not do it from here. Let's go outside from the part. So we were inside the part. Now let's out. I came to outside. Now what I will do, just so the same path only it is there. Let's use this command only. So what I am telling is the index HTML, which is there in the home Ubuntu, home ubuntu index.html file. I am going to put it here. Sorry, yeah, that part name is different. I will change it here. The first part name is, where is the part name? Paste. So this has replaced now. Let's come here. Okay, so this is our final result expectation. So what we did is that we have created Kubernetes cluster in AWS platform, cloud platform. Further, to access the Kubernetes cluster, we have created one EC2 virtual machine, because to interact with cluster, we need one server. You can use it as personal laptop also, but just for exploration, we have now learned EC2 as well as EKS. So both to interconnect, we need a AWS CLI. So via that AWS CLI only, this can possibly able to connect with Kubernetes cluster. So we have used AWS CLI installation, but currently that AWS CLI version 2 is working. So install that version, and once you done, then configure that EKS cluster with that region. So region and then your cluster name. Both you pass it to the AWS CLI command. It will ask the ID, authentication ID, that pass it, and once you given that, you are ready to connect with that server. For that, to connect, you need kubectl commands. So kubectl is like interconnect with the cluster, Kubernetes cluster, and it will pass it as a API commands and interact with the parts. So for that, we have installed kubectl. Further, once kubectl is installed, we have deployed our web application. Web application is like as always everyone does nginx. So we took nginx and then we deployed it. So once we deployed it, we got a welcome page, but we didn't get that welcome page because I have removed that 80 port and I wanted to show it at the different port. So when I remove that 80 port, it has picked 32306 some other port. Once that port I entered also, it was not working. So what we have to do, we need to go to security groups and then we have to give 32006 port publicly available to access. Once we given that, we got the home page of nginx homepage. Further, to go inside the parts and do some changes and how to do that, so we use the execute command. We went to inside that execute command and we checked the HTML page, it was there. Even we can replace there also, but we wanted to copy from the server to parts, so we used cp commands and we pushed the web application to that page. So it has replaced that page and whatever we wanted. So the result is back. So hope this session is useful for you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the other session.